Can we talk a bit about how families cope? You mentioned earlier about the children, and initially you kind of protected them a little bit, but they found out in the end anyway what was going on. But also your partner, how much is your wife involved and has been involved in all of these steps?
So my wife is a very emotional person. She's very different to me from that perspective, but it's surprising how strong she can be when she's trying to protect the kids and me and look after us. So that's been hugely helpful. I think we try and protect each other to a certain extent, and that can sometimes be difficult. But she nags me, she makes sure I do what I'm supposed to do, she makes sure I refer myself in, and that, you know, that's something that as fellas aren't very good at, is going to the doctor, and so she's very good at nagging. But equally then, you know, sort of we try and keep the kids as informed as possible now. The first time round they were too young. They were toddlers. Some, you know, my daughter would have been only just born, and you know, there was a lot going on there. So we tried to keep it from all the others. The second time around, that they were sort of 10 onwards, and it was much easier to try and explain things, but we explain them simply. I don't know whether we might not have used the C word to start with. I think they realised that fairly quickly afterwards, but we talked about melanoma, we talked about lymph nodes, we talked about lymphedema. We probably didn't use the C word very much.
Yeah.
And we probably still don't. Because of what I was saying earlier, we're all of the opinion that it might come back, but it's not there at the moment. So let's get on with it.
So in a way, you've come up with a healthy strategy together as a family, in a way.
Yeah, and you know, everybody knows what's there and what's that happening, and we are actually. It's helped us a lot with our, you know, as a strength, as a bonding as a unit. Which we found very helpful with the fostering side of things that we've looked after, where we talk a lot about what's going on. We had some very difficult times with our fostering over the last 9 months. The children have been very challenging. Our children have been very supportive, and we've been able to work together, and that's, you know, that's as a result of the episodes that we've had previously, and the way in which we managed to talk to each other about things.
I see. So you've been fostering then just for a recent period, 9 months altogether?
Yeah, so we started in June last year, so that was about 9 months ago.
Yeah.
And we had 3 children for 3 or 4 months, and 2 children for a bit longer than that, nearly 7 months.
Yeah.
Very challenging.
Yeah.
Very bad backgrounds. And
did you know what you're getting into at that stage?
No. we were approved at fostering for 1 child.
Yeah.
And the first phone call that we had said, "Oh, we've got 3 children. Would you look after them?" Oh. So that was quite interesting point to go through. I mean, the cancer side of things came up during our approval for fostering.
They asked about it.
Well, we went to a fostering session. And they said something about, oh, we'll do health checks and we'll talk to your doctor. And we asked a question about, well, this is my background, is that a problem? And they said, oh yeah, you won't be able to do it. And we were sort of like, what? And they were, at that meeting, they were absolutely categoric that we wouldn't be allowed to foster because I'd had cancer. Because of the emotional impact that might have on our foster children if it came back.
I see.
So we had to have a lot of correspondence going backwards and forwards between consultants and them to prove that A, we could cope with it, how we'd cope with it previously with our own children, and also what my current state of play was. And that's relevant at the moment because we're just about to go through our 12-month review. And they're asking all those questions again, which I can answer because I've just had a clear scan. So I can say, yeah, I've had a clear scan. You know, therefore that's where I'm at the moment.
Yeah.